We're good enough.
Check, check.
Check, check.
Check, check. Microphones are working. Good morning.
Is the PA on?
PA's on. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Look who it is.
You know and you love him.
Our guest today is Mr. Len Wells. He's a columnist. I just put you columnist on the.
I'm also a friend of those who have no friends.
That's exactly right. I didn't put gentleman farmer.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't put retired radio personality.
TV host and
former TV host.
Chicken loader.
All I put on it this time was columnist.
I used to load chickens into trucks. You didn't put that up there either.
I did not put that in there. I'm keeping it simple, stupid.
Very good.
Doing the whole keep it KISS method of
keep it simple, stupid.
And that's what I'm doing.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, glad to have you here. Thank you very much. This is January 7th, Tuesday, January 7th. Woo! We do appreciate you tuning in each and every day. Let's tell you what's going on. By the way, thanks for tuning in to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. As over in Salem, you're watching on Channel 3. Here in Florida on Channel 100. Same story up in Louisville, Hartville, down in Browns, Sisney, Jeff, all over the place. Do appreciate you tuning in however you are. What are some community events going on today?
Well, I bet there's a bunch.
Sorry?
I bet there's a bunch.
There are a few.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear.
You could chip in whenever. This was you used to chip in.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I went over community events.
Well, what we want to do is make these events more successful, more well attended. As
there you go. Half an hour for about an hour from now.
This ought to be big.
At the Flora Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center. That's just across the street.
I saw that.
When we get done, we could go over there and participate in this.
Oh, man.
This is the Hot Cocoa Bar. They're going to have a hot cocoa bar at the Florida Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center at 10 a.m. this morning. Smoking hot. Now, see, how hot would you want it for
for the older folks?
Yeah.
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot, steaming hot,
steaming hot,
steaming hot.
Steaming hot. Some of the residents are smoking hot. Hot chocolate is steaming hot.
Hot chocolate, that's exactly right.
Well, that'll be
also
fun.
over
Bailey's in there.
Say what?
Put a little Bailey's in there. Wouldn't hurt.
We could bring our own. I doubt they'll have any.
BYOB, bring your own Bailey's.
I doubt they'll have any of that on site.
Well, it's whatever.
Some of the residents might.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Over at Olney at 1 o'clock today.
Home of the White Squirrels.
The Better Breathers Club support group. That's exactly right. The home of the White Squirrels. This will be
Is Weezer
today.
Johnson going to be there again?
Is who?
Weezer Johnson.
I'm not sure if he's RSVP'd.
Okay, I didn't know.
This will be at the hospital, the Carl Richland Memorial Hospital Ambulance Garage Classroom.
Well, I hope they move that one ambulance out.
Usually
let's sit there and idles all day long.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that you don't want the Better Breathers Club dealing with
diesel fumes.
Yeah, diesel fumes or whatever comes out of a catalytic.
I'm sure somebody's thought about that, don't you?
I hope so.
I hope
so.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
At Heritage Woods here in Florida tonight. It's the Country Sounds. This will be at 6:30 tonight. Country Sounds of Lance and Tina.
Lance
and Tina will be there at 6:30 tonight, probably about an hour.
Is that Lance Boyle?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
if that's Lance. I'm not sure if that's Lance Boyle or Tina. What would it be? Lance Boyle or
Tina Turner? That'd be quite a duo, wouldn't it? I don't know. Lance Miller, maybe?
It could be.
Could be Bubby's brother, Lance.
I like Lance Boyle and Tina Blemish, maybe, or something. That sounds like that one might.
Followed by a Dr. Pimple Popper.
There you go.
That's a great show, isn't it?
Also today at the Fairfield Memorial Hospital, they are hosting graduate classes for follow-up exercises from the Matter of Balance program. The Matter of Balance graduate classes held today in the Education Annex building, Tuesdays and Thursdays, actually, today and Thursday at 11 a.m. to 12 throughout January. So try to help folks stand out. If you are interested and want more information on how to sign up and participate in these free follow-up classes, give them a call at the therapy department at FMH, 847-8256. Do you have have you ever had issues with balance?
Only after late night drinking.
I did not know if
No, actually, I haven't. To
I
be
mean,
honest with you.
you've had eye issues. I
have
didn't know
eye
if you'd had ear issues that would affect balance.
No. Just usually after about 11 beers. Then you have balance issues.
Well, you know who has issues with balance?
Not me.
It's bobbleheads. It's
Oh,
today,
gosh.
January 7th, 2015. It's National Bobblehead Day.
Is there a Bruce Dickey bobblehead yet?
There is not
There
a
should be.
Bruce Dickey bobblehead
There should be.
as yet. Each year, January 7th recognizes National Bobblehead Day, a day of celebration for all of the spring-connected head bobbing figurines.
Wow.
Is there a Len Wells bobblehead?
No, but there should be.
I was wondering about that.
That's pretty
There
cool.
Probably,
That is pretty cool.
I'm kind of surprised there were no Len Wells.
No, we've had a few Len Wells T-shirts, but that's been about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not all bobbleheads are sports figures either. I mean, seriously.
I understand, yeah.
I mean, I can't think of one just right off the top of my head, no pun intended. But there are, there's probably a papal bobblehead,
Did you know?
Pope bobblehead.
For over 100 years, bobbleheads have been entertaining and fascinating fans and collectors. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Bobbleheads commemorate iconic teams, movies, and cartoon characters. Individually, they represent some of our most exciting athletes and thrilling television and movie characters.
Isn't that something?
Early bobbleheads, known as bobbers or nodders, developed from where?
Ooh, well, it was developed after a spring training camp because of the spring in their head. That's what makes them bobble. I don't know. I have no clue.
Germany.
Germany. Well, that makes sense because they made a lot of toys, didn't they?
Yeah, a lot of toys in Germany. This
Okay.
is also National Tempura Day. Maybe you can get
Is that
more
what
into
you
that.
dip stuff in?
Exactly. Well, no,
deep
that's
fry
not what
stuff?
you dip stuff in. This is
Fry
the
it in?
frying. The tempura. That's
Ooh.
good. Look at it. It's like tempura
No,
shrimp, man.
no. That's ruining shrimp.
Huh?
That's ruining it.
Tempura is just the style of frying, man. It's the
So
style
you dip
of
it in the batter and then fry it in some grease.
That's
and
exactly
burn
right.
the dips of your fingers.
Let
as
me
you do
let me tell you about
Please
it.
do.
National Tempura Day encourages folks to celebrate with a dish made of tempura batter.
Oh.
This Japanese fare is made up of either seafood or vegetables dipped in batter and deep fried. Portuguese Jesuit missionaries introduced the recipe for tempura to Japan during the 16th century.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. Believe that the Portuguese Jesuit Tokugawa Isayu.
Didn't he used to work at Air Tex?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
He worked for L.J. Keith.
Okay.
Founder and first shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate of Japan, and loved tempura since the Genroku era of September of 1688 to March 1704. Tempura was traditionally a very popular food eaten at street vendors called yatai.
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 You didn't wear a yatai today.
I did not wear a yatai today.
Wow.
Did you wear a yatai today?
I did not.
I didn't. I did
I
not.
did yatai my shoes though.
Oh,
I
did you?
did, yes.
Well, that's good. This is also, and this might
This ought to be big.
This is kind of big. This one gets a whole month. This
Ooh,
one
a
gets
month?
a
This
whole
is a whole
month.
month?
This is National CBD Month.
As in the cannabinoid
As
thing?
in each January, chill down from the holidays the natural way. During National CBD Month, this observance recognizes the natural hemp product that's taking the wellness world by storm. Cannabidiol.
Cannabidol.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
There's an I in there. You don't use that I?
I don't know. Cannabinoid. You may have a typo there. I think it's cannabinoid.
You think it's the oil that they're using?
You squeeze your if you ever had your cannabinoid squeezed, you get cannabinoid.
I have.
I bet you have.
I bet you get cannabinoid in a hurry.
Oh, man.
I would think that would be very cannabinoid.
Now, I'm going to give you my only CBD story. And it's not much.
You want to give me a CBD? Okay,
real quick CBD.
This is the national month. So
sure.
What is the Len Wells CBD story?
A nephew of mine has had trouble with his knees.
Okay.
And I don't know whether a doctor gave it to him or he went to like a video store that sells CBD.
Sure.
They sell that stuff everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's
probably
exactly
gas
right.
stations now. I don't know.
All
Probably
several
convenience stores. But anyway, he gave me about a little bitty jar, I don't know, maybe a half ounce. And he said, put that on your knee. And it really helped me. And all it did was make my knee a little bit green and stunk. It did not help at all. But, it didn't hurt anything. I guess that's my point. It did not hurt anything.
It turned green.
Well, it's green in color. It's like green grease.
Really?
Well, what I had was like green grease, and I rubbed it on my knee, and my knee stunk and turned green, and I said, I'm not going to do that again. No.
Well, that's good for you. I mean,
that's the end of my self-medication with CBD, at least for now.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, at some point you may go back to it.
I could go back to it, may wrap my knee in hemp. Couldn't hurt him.
That would certainly be a possibility. What's on TV? What do you want to watch tonight? There are all kinds of things. We have boys high school basketball this evening. The Flora Wolves will be in Dietrich. Taking on the Dietrich Moving Maroons. That'll be at 6:15 tonight for the JV game. That's right here on this same channel, Channel 3, Channel 100, or Channel 2599, depending on what your service is. Sure. Also, a ton of NBA basketball to tell you about, plus a little bit of hockey. They're double headers on ESPN. ESPN has Ohio State, the Buckeyes, taking on the Maryland Terrapins. Both those teams are ranked. Kentucky, and then as at Georgia, Kentucky plays Georgia at 8 o'clock tonight. That Buckeyes game at 6. A few other ones to tell you about on Big Ten Network. Penn State Nittany Lions, doubleheader here at Rutgers. And Rutgers are playing pretty well, but Penn State playing better. And then that'll be followed up at 8 o'clock tonight. The Iowa Hawkeyes will be at the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And finally, a few games to tell you about in NHL hockey. Colorado Avalanche will be on the road at the New York Rangers. That's on NBC Sports Network, Channel 216. San Jose Sharks at 7 o'clock tonight will be in St. Louis taking on the Blues. The Blues need a win. It's been a while. And that's on Fox Sports Midwest, Channel 630. Finally, Calgary Flames will be in Chicago tonight taking on the Blackhawks at 7:30. NBC Sports Chicago, Channel 643. Len Wells is here. Woo-hoo! We are going to talk about all kinds of different things. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Back after this word.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband-only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Gotta hit the microphone. It's my first day.
I know. It's okay.
That's actually.
I was your first guest. Remember that?
That's exactly
Isn't
right.
that
Yeah,
great?
I'm very thrilled. You know how long ago that was?
2 years, a year and a half.
Almost 2 years.
Almost
ago.
2 years. Wow.
Almost 2 years.
I
ago.
was extremely honored to be asked.
It'll be 2 years ago in March.
March. Wow.
22 months ago.
Isn't that something? And you're you're still here. I'm running.
That's not really the reaction I like to get.
I think you've done a fabulous job.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thanks so much. Len Wells is here. He joins us from time to time. Usually, I'm trying to get you about once every couple of months, once every month or two.
Sure.
And I appreciate you joining us today.
And I'm one of the few guests that you have that you actually, pay several $100s to have on
there
on
are
your show.
appearance fees.
Yeah, it's called a talent fee.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you paying me that.
But just so I can clarify something,
I appreciate you giving me a talent fee.
For all the consumers out there of Wabash Communications, there is no talent fee. I don't want you to think for a moment that what you're paying for your services is going in my pocket.
Yeah, that's
a joke. That's just a
it's
joke.
entirely. Yeah.
Yeah, don't write the CEO. Get rid of that talk show.
He's got Len Wells on there
Again?
All right.
Happy to be here.
How have you been?
Good.
How is
out on the windswept prairie?
I put up here that you're a columnist.
That's
Let's tell everybody you are a columnist for several different newspapers.
three at the moment.
Doesn't that
Sometimes
count as
4.
several?
Yeah, several. Sure.
Several is more than few, right? Or
I don't know. Several is more than a few, I think.
but several is 3.
3. Okay, three counts, and then and sometimes a 4th.
Prairie Post,
Prairie Post,
Navigator Journal, Carmi Chronicle,
and sometimes the Evansville Courier.
sometimes the Courier. You're no longer on their weekly.
No,
run,
I'm not.
right?
I don't. They've sold a couple of times and they got new ownership and they ditched my column, which is fine. That's just part of it. It was a money saving thing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Sure. But I wrote a column for many years.
You're writing an 800-word column, and you're charging
1,000 word by the
1,000-word column.
Yeah, 1,000
and you charge by the word, so you're getting like $5 a word. That's very important.
That's a lot of money.
You write the over and over.
Oh
and
yeah.
over. You stutter in your call.
Not everybody stutters when they write, but I do.
That's not a bad thing. But how have you been? You've been pretty good. Huh?
Been good. Got through the holidays. Nobody got sick. I didn't have to call the police once. Didn't even not
I
once.
presume later on we'll hear if you got together with
Skeet and Jenny?
Uncle Skeet and Aunt Jenny.
A little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit.
I'm certain that we'll get a Skeet and Aunt Jenny story later, right?
I hope so. Yeah. And Jenny,
If we have time.
she had another plastic surgery.
She
procedure.
did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It didn't go as planned.
Do you want to go into it now?
I don't probably shouldn't.
Plastic surgery is
Pretty serious stuff.
It's a serious thing. They can go ahead. Tell me about.
I'll make it quick. She. Maybe we've already talked about this. That she wanted a breast enhancement.
I don't remember.
Anyway, she Uncle Skeet got together enough money from collecting beer cans, to afford a cut rate
surgeon.
Cut rate surgeon, plastic surgeon down in Mexico.
Yeah.
They're a lot cheaper down there.
I did not realize.
Oh yeah. Well, by the way, you know how you can tell that you have got a Mexican tattoo artist.
How can you tell?
Well, like you want a picture of Cher, And
Cher, of Sonny Ann.
Yeah, and then what you wind up with is like a lawn chair. You got to be careful with these things. You want a chair.
I'm really getting more and more sorry that I brought it up.
I'm sorry. Well, anyway, she went down there, and the surgeon it was in the back of a Mexican restaurant, so you could smell all this good. I love Mexican food.
I do too. I had Mexican food for dinner last night.
Chicken chimichanga any day of the week. I love it.
Sure,
and a big old giant margarita.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she went in there as a, can we say this, 32C? I mean, that was her size.
Just a measurement.
Yeah, and when they took the bandages off, and she wound up 44 long.
Wow.
I mean, look like a. What do you want to look like? Bless her heart.
What did it look like?
Oh, it looked like these tube socks with a couple of oranges in them.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible. But and then those weren't the same size either. But there's a silver lining to that.
Oh, really?
I mean, they weren't symmetrical.
Oh, is that right?
No, they weren't. But so this past Thanksgiving, I think
So
it was.
she tried to get an adjustment?
No. She went to a wet T-shirt contest.
Oh, really?
And took first and third.
Wow.
So there's a silver lining to everything.
There is a silver lining to everything.
First and third.
I am so glad that I asked. I can't believe.
Is this going to be edited heavily out?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Did she get prize money for both?
I don't know. Yeah, she got first and third.
Well, that's outstanding. I tell you what, we do have something else, something close. We're going to come back here, ladies and gentlemen. And
You started it.
I did start it. And I feel bad for having done that, but I did.
That's okay.
I don't feel that bad. We'll be back right after this. Do stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemon Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
That's terrible.
Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My guest is Len Wells. He's a columnist with the Grayville, the Navigator Journal. Do they call it? It's not really a Grayville Navigator.
No, it's they shorten it to the Gator as a Navigator.
Oh, did they?
But it is Navigator Journal Register because it's a combination of the Navigator and the Albion Journal Register, which is since out of business. But.
Right. The Prairie Post and several things. You have been you have been doing a little bit of research for basically for your columns. Could you tell me a little bit about what you've got going on?
When we moved out to just east of Mill Shoals on my son-in-law and my daughter and son-in-law's farm, we were told that straight across the road to the east of us, just a little dab south, I'm talking literally straight across the road, maybe less than 200 yards,
Okay.
there's a little woods. I mean, talking a tiny woods. The footprint wouldn't be as big as this building at all. So it's
Okay.
a very small parcel of woods. And I was told that in that woods is an old cemetery called the Newby Cemetery.
Okay.
The Newby Family Cemetery.
Have you been back there?
Yes, a couple, 3 times now. But anyway, so I was told that, the old story is that William Newby is buried there.
Tell everyone who William Newby is.
Well, I have to
in
refer to
case
my
they
notes
do not
briefly,
know.
just
Take your time.
for dates.
Do whatever you need.
But
here,
William Newby,
Mr. Wells.
this is a Civil War story.
Yes.
Is what it is. William Newby served as a private in the 40th Illinois Infantry during the Civil War, and he was seriously wounded during the Battle of Shiloh in April of 1862.
Okay.
He was presumed dead, killed in action.
Right.
Buried in a battlefield cemetery. And
I have been to Shiloh. I have seen the mass graves, the battlefield cemetery.
And
mass
correct
graves.
me if I'm wrong, but a good 2/3 of those folks buried there were never positively identified
Oh, certainly.
as who they were or
That's
anything like
correct.
that. So William Newby was considered killed in action, buried in a battlefield grave, a cemetery, and that was the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that William Newby allegedly had been shot in the head.
By the
and
way,
didn't die.
from McLeansboro, right?
Actually, he has some McLeansboro connections, yes, absolutely from McLeansboro. But in White County, he homesteaded about 200 acres of ground.
Okay.
After his return from the Civil War, which we're jumping ahead just a
We
little
did
bit.
jump ahead.
But that's okay. So there's one theory that he was killed in the battle,
Okay.
buried in a battlefield cemetery, end of report. And then all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, the story surfaces that he was wounded, bad head injury, and was kind of out of his head, out of
Right.
his mind. And he wandered from poor farm to poor farm across the South for 29 years.
29
years he wandered after the Battle of Shiloh.
We put him up to about 1890.
Somewhere in that neck of the woods.
91.
So anyway, from all this wandering, he finally makes his way back home. Okay, to an area around Mill Shoals.
Okay.
All right. And the first person to see him and recognize him is his brother. His brother
Really?
said, "Holy cow, Bill or William is home from the Civil War.
Thought
Where
you were
been?"
gone.
Thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Everybody thought you were dead. So William Newby's mother is elderly. She's blind, but she still recognizes his voice, and they talk about things about his childhood, and she's convinced it's him. And welcome home! What a miracle! And they have a big Civil War celebration and reunion in McLeansboro.
Right.
And he was kind of a central figure in that reunion there, because nobody, these Civil War veterans, saying, "Holy cow, we got somebody here that was missing for 29 years, and he's here." And big celebration, welcome home, William Newby from the Civil War. And so he marries, and he has, I think, 2 children. And he homesteads a couple of 100 acres, and everything's great. Peace in the valley, welcome home, yay rah.
Until
William Newby decides, I'm going to apply for my Civil War pension and back pay, because in his story, he had been wounded in the Battle
of Shiloh
and wound up at the prison in Andersonville, which is in Georgia, I believe. Andersonville's in Georgia.
Yeah.
So he'd spent time there before he got out of there and wandered for 29 years. So he applies for a pension from the United States government and back pay. And he applies for that at an office in Springfield, I guess because it's the state capital. I don't know why.
He had to go.
He had to go to
They
Springfield.
didn't have federal office in McLeansboro.
No, or anywhere else. But had to go to Springfield. Well, the federal government smelled a rat. Said, wait a minute, this guy was killed in action. We have documentation, killed in action. This guy's an imposter. And in fact, the federal government was convinced that the guy that was claiming to be William Newby was a guy by the name of Rickety Dan Benton.
Rickety Dan Benton.
Daniel Rickety Dan Benton.
I love it.
Rickety Dan
Now, that's a great name.
Rickety Dan got his name from having rickets as a child.
Oh, okay.
Which is
I thought maybe he had balance issues like we were talking about earlier.
I'm sure he did, because he walked wobbly.
Yeah.
And because it's a malnutrition issue, it has to do with nutrition,
Sure.
rickets. He didn't get the proper nutrition as a child, so he
Scurvy or
had.
something
Well,
like
yeah, he had bowed legs and he wobbled when he walked. That's why they call him Rickety Dan, that's because he had the rickets. So the federal government was convinced that William Newby was not William Newby; he was Rickety Dan. And so when he goes to Springfield,
How'd they know who Rickety Dan was?
Rickety Dan was a ne'er-do-well horse thief who had stolen other people's
He
identity.
did not. Rickety Dan did not. He did not fight in the Civil War.
I don't think so, but he was a scoundrel.
I see.
And
Scalawag.
Scalawag, yeah, and a horse thief as well. So when William Newby gets to Springfield to file his claim, he was promptly arrested.
Really?
He was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals and charged with fraud against the government.
Okay.
And a trial was set. He said, well, wait a minute, I'm William Newby. And so there was a huge trial in Springfield.
Tell you what we'll do.
You want to take a break? We'll get
Take a
to the
quick break.
trial.
We'll get to the trial. The huge trial in Springfield, because this is a really it's an intriguing
Wait till I
story.
get to the cemetery part of it. That
Yeah,
to me
we'll
is
get
very
back to the
interesting.
cemetery. We'll get back
Sure.
that's Len Wells. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back to Len right after this. Do stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I'll give you the email here in a second.
Please.
It's brilliant. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Len Wells. We are talking about William Newby, a former resident.
Oh, the McLeansboro,
Two times.
Mill Shoals area.
Two-time former resident.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Two-time former resident of northern White County and eastern Hamilton County. All right. So he's in Springfield they're going to have this great big old trial. Huh?
Yeah, the feds, the U.S. Marshals take him into custody when he tries to file this pension claim and back pay from the Civil War.
Okay.
Which, he's thinking, well, they owe it to me,
Sure.
And they take him into custody, put him in jail.
Long prior to the time where they could use DNA and fingerprints.
Oh, and all that stuff. Yeah, way before that. But so anyway, he's in custody and they have a trial. And what little research that I have done, as many as 400 people from White County and Hamilton County went to Springfield to witness this trial. And many of William Newby's family members went to the trial and testified. And then the federal government brought as many as 75 witnesses saying that he was not William Newby. Former prisoners at Andersonville who said, no, that's not the same guy. This is Rickety Dan or something, So the feds had probably 75 witnesses, or at least a pool of 75 witnesses, and there were many witnesses from the Newby family, including his aged mother who's blind, who took the witness stand, who says, I can't see him and I can't testify that that's my son because I can see him, but because I can't see, I'm blind. I'm an elderly blind person, but I can hear him, and we've discussed all these old childhood stories, and only he would know these childhood stories, so that's my son. Well, apparently the jury did not think that was...
The jury didn't buy it.
Didn't buy it. And the Rickety Dan story held up more than the William Newby story. So William Newby then convicted, and he's sentenced to 2 years in prison, which doesn't sound like a lot of time.
But he's a Civil War. He'd be 50 years old at that time.
But he survived the Civil War with there's no question he had a head wound, whoever this guy was. But anyway, he had a head wound. He survived the Civil War, so they sent him to Chester, which is where the Menard State Prison is today. So he served 2 years in prison at Chester for fraud. And when he gets out, and that's where things get muddy.
Oh, really?
Really get muddy.
They're already pretty muddy.
So
they're getting muddier.
He goes to prison. He gets out of prison. And the primary account of all this is that he was very despondent. And he was just heartbroken about this whole thing. His whole life's in shambles. And he just starts wandering again. And he wanders back to the Andersonville area where the last time that he, really knew anybody, and he was in prison there, and that's where he was before he wandered for 29 years. So he goes back to the Andersonville area, and that's where he died and is buried in a potter's field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's the other story that he managed to make his way back.
Again?
Not after going back to Andersonville, but after he got out of prison. He may have snuck back into the Mill Shoals area, back to his family, and lived happily ever after until he died and was buried in the Newby family cemetery. So
the thing is, he may actually be in the Newby family cemetery
but who's going to know?
Under a different name?
No, not necessarily. And I'll tell you why. So my son-in-law and I, we go over to the cemetery.
Okay.
Like I say, it's just a couple of 100 yards from the
How deep into the woods is it?
The cemetery is the woods. In other words, it's just grown up.
I see.
This is not a maintained cemetery.
I see. Yeah.
This is just an abandoned. I call it abandoned, and I don't mean to say that because of the Newby family. It's just not. It's not maintained. It's not maintained. So there's trees growing up everywhere. There's brush growing up everywhere. I tried to visit this cemetery last summer, but it was so grown up with brush and briars and brambles, I couldn't even get into it.
So you needed it to be.
I needed it to be in wintertime when all the vegetation has died down.
I see.
And I could see where I was walking.
Yeah.
So we go into the cemetery, or into the woods, which is the cemetery.
Okay.
That's the footprint of the cemetery, is the woods. And the first thing we see is an open crypt.
You did not.
Yes, sir. There's an open crypt in there. There's no bones. I mean, you can't see it. But it's an open crypt, though.
Above ground?
Yes. So I would assume if a guy wanted to, I'm not going to do this, but I would assume you'd find some remains there. So we found the grave of William Newby's father, John Newby.
Okay.
He was born in the late 1700s and died in 1843.
Oh, really?
His tombstone is still readable.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's still
So it's a 180-year-old tombstone anyway.
Yeah, really old. A couple hundred years old, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
1700.
Yeah.
So anyway, 17.
Well, they wouldn't put the tombstone up till he was dead.
I mean, but no, he was born in. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But born in 1700, died in 1843. But anyway, my point is, and then we saw another. I mean, all these
Did you
tombstones.
find Mom?
Who knows? All the tombstones are broken. What has
I see.
happened? What has happened is big.
Lids.
That whole area is heavily forested with oak. Okay, heavy oak, and these oak trees have fallen over. They've blown over. There've been not hurricanes, tornadoes, limbs down. I mean, the limbs have fallen across these tombstones.
Yeah.
Plus, some of the tombstones were hewn from sandstone. Sandstone doesn't hold up very well to
Right.
weather. There's not marble, not a lot of marble in there. So the tombstones that are intact are not that readable. Others are broken. Some are just missing completely, scattered, busted. And so we only found, the time we spent over there, maybe 5 graves, what we could identify as 5 graves. And one of them was William Newby's father, and another one was an 8-year-old child. Mm-hmm. And I don't know whose child that was. Could be William's brother, for all I know. I don't know.
Hey, Newby, though.
But it was a Newby, an 8-year-old child. And it was a round headstone, circular headstone. And time takes all, both great and small, is what the inscription was.
No kidding.
But based on the dated birth and date of death, it was an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
But no tombstone for a William Newby, but there are graves there that are unmarked, or the stones have been just destroyed by time.
Really?
So he may or may not be in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how do you investigate that? You know, do you go back and dig up some bones and try to get some DNA? Because there are Newby descendants living in Wayne County and all around.
Yeah,
there are Newby.
we know Mike Newby.
Sure. And but anyway, the cemetery is a small cemetery. I would say even in its heyday, if you want to call it that, probably wasn't 10 or 15 graves in there at the most. But we could only see evidence about maybe 5. Because it's a very small plot.
That's fascinating.
I thought it was, and we took nothing but photographs and left nothing but footprints. So we didn't disturb a thing. I didn't want anybody to even think for a moment we'd disturb anything like that. But it's it's marked on all of the plat books of where you identify where the cemeteries are in a certain county. Newby Cemetery is plainly marked.
Have you ever done a cemetery tour like of White County or wherever your ancestries would be for the most part? Have you ever gone around and seen some of that?
Well, I had a job at one time. The first time any of my work had ever been published. Seriously, maybe I've told you this story. I don't know if I have. When I was a teenager, I worked for a lady by the name of Harriet Barnes Vaught.
No.
From Carmine.
You never did
Harriet
tell me
B.
this.
Vaught. Harriet was a great historian, a White County historian, and she had a fascination for genealogy.
Okay.
And one of the things that she did, and she hired me to help her, she would go to every cemetery in White County, and she did the same thing in Hamilton County, and copy all the names, dates of birth, dates of death of every person buried in every cemetery.
Basically making a census of cemeteries.
Of cemeteries. Names, dates of birth, dates of death. Every cemetery in White County and every cemetery in Hamilton County. And I accompanied her, and we walked tombstone to tombstone to tombstone, writing this stuff down. And then she turned that into a book, which has her name and mine.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's published.
How
It's
about
out
that?
there.
Oh, yeah.
Cemeteries of White County, cemeteries of
I
Hamilton
considered putting Len Wells author on there instead of columnist.
Well, probably not a good idea. But
That's what I thought.
That's my first published work. But anyways, that book is still out there. I mean, you can't go to Barnes & Noble and get it or anything like that, but it's still out there.
Okay, so where do we go from here on William Newby? What are we going to do? Is this now a conundrum lost to time?
There have been books written about William Newby with 1,000 times more detail than I have, and clarifying things that I've said.
Local historians.
Yeah, there have been at least 2 books written on this topic, and I just find it fascinating that the Newby Cemetery is within sight of my house, and that I went over there because I've heard for 2 years now that I bet you William Newby's buried there, and we go over and look, and we can't find any evidence of it. Certainly not a tombstone, and there could have been a tombstone, but it's lost to time.
Well, the other. So what kind of percentage then if you're going to roll the dice and you're going to say, okay, the first William Newby may actually be buried in a cemetery in a
Potter's Field?
No, the first one is buried in a battlefield grave site.
Sure.
With basically hundreds maybe of other soldiers.
Sure.
That's what they were doing in 1862. They hadn't started the
embalming and all that business.
They hadn't really started separating people out. They buried him on the battlefield.
Yeah, he had to.
At Shiloh, and so he is. What's the percentage he is there? What is the percentage you think that he is in a Georgia Potter's Field? The real Bill Newby, William Newby.
Yeah.
And what is the percentage that he came back to live, snuck back in to White County, to Hamilton County, and was eventually placed in the cemetery across the street from you?
So I think there's so little evidence that he wound up back at Andersonville. I don't think there's much evidence that he made it back there. And why would he go back there?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you want to go back to where you had been imprisoned?
Right. Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me. And then he had people who were willing to welcome him back as a family member.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you depart Chester and go home?
This is basically,
And say, okay, I'm okay. The heck with my Civil War pension. I'm obviously never going to get that. But you've got you homesteaded ground. You got family that love you. Why wouldn't you go back there? Why would you wind up going back unless you got knocked in the head?
And in 1895, people are going to be able to hide a guy.
Oh yeah,
if they want to hide a guy,
yeah,
you can do it in 2011 for Christ's sake.
And how long does it take? How long does it take to get from Mill Shoals or McLeansboro to Andersonville, Georgia? And how are you going to get there?
Yeah,
you're going to start walking.
That's basically how you're going to do it.
Maybe they had train service. I don't know.
Well, you'd have had some, but
it takes money.
Takes money, and if you're wandering, you're not going to be riding a train
unless you're hopping freights or something like. But anyway, I just think it makes, to me, much more sense to go home than it does to back where you were imprisoned.
You've done more research. You've done the research. Well, I'll get you out of here on this. Give me the number. What's the percentage that William Newby is in Shiloh? What is the percentage that William Newby is in Georgia? What's the percentage that William Newby is across from your house? And what's the percentage that he's none of the three?
I think there's a good 60% chance he's across the road from me.
Do you really?
I do. I just think he came back home after he got out of the joint.
Yeah.
And maybe with his tail tucked between his legs, I just want everybody leave me alone. Because he has family that obviously. He has a brother who instantly recognized him, mom who probably died during the whole process of this trial and everything. I don't know when she passed, but had people that cared for him.
Wow.
And was he Rickety Dan? I don't think so.
That's a fascinating story. Where in the world? By the way, how come we don't have cool nicknames anymore like Rickety Dan?
Well, I know some people. We could do a whole thing one of these days on nicknames.
That's what we'll do.
I know a guy named Wormbelly. That's a great nickname, Wormbelly.
Well, Woofy, that was a nickname for crying out loud.
But his last name.
I know,
sure,
but
it was elongated.
You can make fun nicknames out of a last name like Wolf. Sure. You got a guy named Bruce Dickey. You really can't make fun nicknames.
Not that easy.
We'll be right back after this. Do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lemons Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lemons always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemonsonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you or a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Three counties.
That's exactly right. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Len Wells is here, and we're talking about, we were talking about William Newby, and we've got like 10 minutes to blow through here. I didn't
What do you
know
want to talk about?
I know what else have you been working on your columns? Have you had anything going on that you've been keeping your eye on?
Chickens. Been writing about my chicken.
You've been writing about your chickens. By the way, you brought me eggs.
I brought you eggs.
And for the eggs.
You know, I don't sell eggs. We still the eggs are. I mean, the chickens are still producing very well.
These are free range.
Free range. Yeah, basically we let them out every day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not out 24 hours a day, but we let them out a few hours a day, and the rest of the time they're in.
You have to close them back up.
They go in on their own. They go back in on their own as soon as the sun goes down.
Is that right?
As soon as the sun goes down, they're in there.
So then do you close the fence or close?
No, I close the gate. There's a gate. I open the gate. They come out and go scratch around for bugs and stuff like that, and have fun for a few hours. And then when it gets dark, I go out and lock them up.
They don't mind it being cold?
Oh no, not at all.
They're
very hardy.
I didn't know what chickens.
These are barred rock chickens. They're very hardy.
Are you going to see the peeps will be out soon at the various stores? You know, our good friend Brad Briscoe will probably
have peeps.
Peeps coming up.
You can get peeps in the mail. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Who would do that? Why would you do that instead of going to see Brad?
Well, I wouldn't. No one around here would. But you can mail order peeps. I'll never forget as long as I live.
Mail order peeps.
Absolutely. Sears and Roebuck their farm catalog. You can order peeps. Yeah, chickens. They come in the mail. Farmers do it all the time.
I'll be doggone.
So it's not been that many years ago. I mean, I was still in radio, and we were talking about chickens and peeps, and and I said, I bet the peeps are in at the post office about now. So I swear to goodness, the postmaster called the radio station. He wanted you to know the peeps are in, and held the box up to the telephone. And here's all these peeping chickens, little peeps making a noise at the post office.
They got on the radio.
They ship chickens through the mail.
They got on the radio.
Absolutely.
Well, that's pretty.
But anyway, I've got I have 8 chickens. I thought I lost one. Thought I lost one the other day.
Oh, really?
Well, it was over the holidays.
Yeah.
True story. Can't make this up.
Oh, really?
So.
I'm waiting for the punchline.
No, there's no punchline. I wish there. So, Kyle.
I had this one named Stock. you've got this one named Drummy.
Drummy, KFC.
Yeah, you got the KF over there.
Oh gosh. But anyway,
Popeye sitting there.
We wound up having a dog ranch there for a while. We had Kyle and Amanda, my daughter and son-in-law, they brought their poodle.
Oh, nice.
Molly came up.
They no longer have the Portuguese?
No, it was given away to a friend. It just didn't work out. So they got a poodle now.
Yeah.
It's a standard poodle, a big poodle. Very
Smart
fast,
dogs.
very smart, very fast. Anyway, so our daughter Jean Ann's friend brought 2 of his dogs, and then we have 2 dogs, 2 yellow labs. So there's 2, 4, 5 or 6 dogs out there. Well, one of these dogs is a, I don't know what you call it.
Falls in love with Popeye?
Fell in love with Popeye and chased Popeye down and was ripping feathers from Popeye.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it, but there were witnesses. And my son-in-law.
None of the children.
I know. So my son-in-law comes. I really think you've lost a chicken. What do you mean? Well, this red dog had that chicken down by the neck. Feathers going everywhere, but I don't know where the chicken is.
Oh no, chicken's in his belly.
Everybody assumed he ate him because there was feathers everywhere.
Yeah.
So I said, well, we're down to 7 chickens.
I guess so.
We go to store, go to Briscoe. We'll have pizza pretty soon. And so I forgot about it. I said 7 chickens better than no chickens, you know. So I was out taking the Christmas lights down 3 days later.
Wow.
Taking the Christmas lights down off from the deck on the front porch. And I look at, well, there's a chicken. How'd that chicken get out? Because all the other chickens were locked up.
Yeah.
I said, how'd that one get out? Well, it was the missing chicken.
Really?
The missing chicken that comes out kind of limping. One foot looked like he had been in a prize fight. You know, feathers missing everywhere. Kind of looked like Bill the cat. You know, one eye going one eye going that way. So the chicken had been under the porch and somehow escaped the dog.
Was the dog still in town?
No, the dog was gone.
Okay.
Dog
See,
was
that's
there
why
just
the
for a
chicken
day.
stayed under the porch.
Scared to death, got to get eaten alive by a rabid dog. So anyway, the chicken come out, and I opened the door, and the chicken went back in, and is now laying eggs. But
We had a similar type of thing happen with a cat.
a dog got the cat.
No, not a dog.
Something got the cat.
The fireworks got the cat.
Oh my! Scared it.
Scared the cat, and the cat was outside. Cat ran off. Cat just see you later.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby. And it was 39. Count them. 39 days later.
Wow!
The cat comes walking back up onto the porch.
Smoking a cigarette.
Don't ever do that again. I hate you, Bruce.
No more fireworks.
I hate you, Bruce Dickey.
How did it look? Was it, healthy looking, relatively speaking?
Yeah, healthy.
Well, there's plenty of stuff out there for cats to eat, birds and mice and things.
Squirrels.
They do love squirrels.
They do love
and
squirrels.
trash.
Have you ever had do you have inside cats or outside cats?
We have 4 outside cats. No inside cats.
You never let them in.
No, we're allergic. My wife is allergic to.
See, now that's something.
They're great outdoor cats.
That's something I ought to come up with. I ought to come up with some kind of.
Oh, you go in there with your. I gotta get rid of these inside
I'm
cats.
so allergic to cats. But we have cats. Well, just now one, but we have cats inside.
Well, see, I would make a pact. When Fluffy passes, there'll be outdoor cats only.
We had a cat. We did have a cat. Passed away this year, or not 20, in 19. Passed away in 19 that loved to bring gifts. Collect
Mice.
and bring gifts. No. Mice were too easy.
Oh, moles.
Yeah. Actually, twice this cat brought in, I had never seen them before. I had never seen this thing. Brought in flying squirrels.
Cool.
Yeah. Brought in
Deceased flying squirrels.
No.
Oh, really? Brought it in the house?
Brought flying squirrels into the house. You want to know how you tell the difference between a flying squirrel and a regular squirrel?
They fly.
They fly.
In your house.
They climb.
Then fly.
They climb up to the top of the drapes, and then they jump off and go like this. Poof, and they fly.
So did you somehow capture and
We were able to liberate
Did
both.
you return it to nature, or
That's
so
exactly right.
to speak?
We were able to liberate both.
Well, that's good.
Both sets of flying.
Well, that's a good
squirrels.
cat.
Both flying
That's a
squirrels.
good cat.
You don't want the cat bringing in flying squirrels. Oh, and she brought in rabbits. The
Baby rabbits, yeah.
yeah, rabbits didn't handle it as well as the flying squirrels. rabbits make the worst screaming noise.
They sound like children being
it's just the worst.
Tortured.
Hey, thanks very much for coming.
Oh, happy to be here. It's been fun.
I appreciate it, and I love the Newby story, man.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and we may do some more research on that. And who knows? I may go in there and clear that cemetery up and clean it up and see what else is in there.
That's outstanding. That's Len Wells. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great day.